Look up at the moon tonight. It feels familiar. You've seen it thousands of times. You know it's a giant rock orbiting Earth nearly 240,000 miles away. You know astronauts have walked on it. You probably don't even think about it anymore. Now imagine seeing it for the very first time, without knowing any of that. You're living 60,000 years ago. There are no schools, no science, no books, and no one can explain why a glowing white circle suddenly appears after sunset. Some nights it's perfectly round. A week later, half of it is gone. Then it disappears completely. A few nights later, it slowly returns as if nothing happened. If you had never learned astronomy, what would you believe? For ancient humans, the moon wasn't just something beautiful in the sky. It was one of the greatest mysteries they had ever seen. Unlike the sun, which followed the same daily routine, the moon constantly changed. It grew larger, became smaller, vanished for days, and returned again. That made it feel alive. Many early cultures later believed the moon was a living being, a powerful spirit, or even a god watching over the night. While we can't know exactly what humans 60,000 years ago believed, archaeologists think the moon almost certainly played an important role in their lives. One reason is simple. They couldn't ignore it. Imagine sitting around a campfire after sunset. There are no city lights, no glowing windows, no street lamps. The sky is darker than almost anything you've ever experienced. Millions of stars stretch across the horizon, and hanging above them is a bright moon so vivid that it casts shadows across the ground. It becomes the brightest object in the night sky. That brightness changed everything. On nights with a full moon, people could travel farther, gather food, and even hunt after dark. Some predators also became more active because they could finally see their prey. Other animals hid more carefully. Whether you were the hunter or the hunted, the moon quietly changed the rules of survival every single month. Its changing shape may have become one of humanity's first natural calendars. Long before clocks or calendars existed, people noticed patterns. The moon always returned to the same shape after roughly 29 days. Some archaeologists believe groups tracked these cycles by carving lines or marks into bones, although researchers still debate exactly what those markings meant. Even so, it's clear that humans were paying close attention to repeating events in the sky. Then came something even stranger. A lunar eclipse. Imagine watching the full moon suddenly begin to disappear. A dark shadow slowly crawls across its surface until the bright white circle turns a deep reddish color. Today we know Earth's shadow causes this. Ancient humans didn't. If you saw the moon turn blood red without warning, you'd probably never forget it. The same was true for a solar eclipse. The sun suddenly disappeared in the middle of the day. Birds stopped singing. Temperatures dropped. Darkness spread across the landscape. Even modern people are amazed by total eclipses despite understanding the science. For ancient humans, they must have seemed almost impossible to explain. Of course, not every mystery needed a supernatural answer. Ancient humans were incredibly observant. Their survival depended on noticing patterns in nature. They understood animal behavior, weather, seasons, and landscapes with remarkable accuracy. It's possible they recognized that the moon changed in predictable ways, even if they didn't know why. Curiosity itself may have been one of our species' greatest survival tools. The moon also helped people navigate. Before roads or maps existed, travelers could use the stars and the moon to keep their direction during long journeys. A bright moon illuminated rivers, valleys, and open plains, making nighttime travel safer than walking in complete darkness. It became a silent companion for generations of wandering humans. In a way, the moon shaped more than just survival. It shaped imagination. Every generation looked up at the same glowing object and asked the same questions. Why does it change? Where does it go? Will it come back? Those questions didn't have easy answers. But asking them mattered. Because every time ancient humans wondered about the moon, they practiced something that would eventually transform our species: curiosity. That same curiosity led people to study the stars, invent calendars, build telescopes, discover gravity, and finally leave Earth itself. So the next time you see the moon rising above the horizon, remember this. You're looking at the exact same moon that puzzled hunters sitting beside campfires tens of thousands of years ago. The difference isn't the moon. It's that their questions eventually became our answers.